guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Welcome to your girl Colorful Camille's channel, or KK, if we close. So yeah, I am actually trying to get back in the groove, get back from vacation, and just get back into playing with this makeup. And so yeah, I'm just diving right in. Okay, so I've been on vacation. I've been gone actually for about 2 weeks. But I did kind of have some videos that I had already filmed just to kind of, so it wouldn't be such a big gap in between my videos dropping. So I did that for y'all. So thank you if you watched them. But yeah, so I really wanted to do a super colorful look today. I really wanted to do like a bright blue, super bright blue, or a super bright purple or something. But NOMAD came out with a new palette while your girl was on vacation. Okay. And this palette is gorgeous. This is their new Pacific Northwest palette. Look at this. Look at the visuals. Okay. And it's textured. I know you guys can't really see all the texture, through the camera, but it's textured. You can feel all of these trees and mountains and leaves and so satisfying. I love a good textured palette, right? But yeah, the color story of this palette is beautifully reflected on the packaging. So it's a gorgeous color story. Absolutely gorgeous. The blues, the greens, the earthy tones, the super gorgeous shimmers in here. So y'all know I love me some NOMAD. So we're going to play with this today. And if I try my hardest to turn this into a colorful look, don't be mad at me. I don't know how, because it's pretty muted with some beautiful earthy colors that represent the Pacific Northwest, the water, the leaves, the trees, the ground. It's just gorgeous. I love it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do my eyes first today. I was going to do my face first, but I'm going to do my eyes first today. But I want to swatch this, just so we can get a feel of how these colors are going to look. And maybe it'll help me decide, your girl's sweating. It'll help me decide what I want to do. So let me swatch this right quick, show you guys the swatches, and then we'll move into this eye look. But I am doing a full face today, okay? Because your girl wants to get back in the groove. I was gone, like I said, for almost 2 weeks. Went on a cruise out of New Orleans and had an amazing time. Amazing time. So I don't know if I'm going to do a video on that or not, because I do have some good footage, but I didn't get a lot of footage from the cruise because me and hubby was just chilling. But I have more footage, I think, from the days that we just spent in New Orleans. So I don't know. Y'all might get a video to look at for that. But let me go ahead and swatch this and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so this is the whole palette swatched. Oh my gosh, these colors are so pretty in the shimmers. Oh, they're so beautiful. They are not plain. I love how they have the 3 mattes, 3 shimmers, 3 mattes, 3 shimmers, 3 mattes, 3 shimmers. It is so pretty. Ooh, it's pretty. So I don't know if that necessarily helped me decide what I'm gonna do. I love this section here, the blues. This shade here is called Leaping Orcas, and I love it. This one is Columbia River Gorge. This one is Towering Sea Stacks. I love the names as well. This is Cascadia. This is Cannon Beach. This one here is Crater Lake. Look at Crater Lake. Gorgeous. We have Pacific Crest, PNW for Pacific Northwest. And then this green one here is Olympic Mountains. This one, Sunbreak, it's like a yellow and pink duochrome. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. This one is Ecotopia, which is beautiful. As you can see, one of their gorgeous shimmer shades. This one here is Multnomah Falls. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but that one looks like some sort of duochrome as well. You can see that shift there in this one. Multnomah Falls. This one is Foggy Forest. Nice transition shade, lighter shade. This beautiful kind of like wine bricky brown is Perfect Pino. This one, Sasquatch Sighting. The name and the color. Look at that. Sasquatch sighting. And then we have mountains are out. I don't know the meaning of that, but I guess if you're from the Pacific Northwest, you know the meaning of that. This one here is Coffee Paradise, and this last one is Salmon Run. So you can see how beautiful that shimmer is. I love these shades. These shades are gorgeous. It's not the beautiful, colorful, color story I wanted to play with today, but just as a whole, as a palette, you can get so many beautiful looks out of this, and it's perfect for fall. So let me clean off my arm. I'm gonna put on some P. Louise base for my eyes, and let's get started. Okay, you guys, so eyes are prepped, so let's decide what we want to do. The lightest kind of semi tan or brown shade in here is this one, which is probably too light as a transition shade for me. So I think I'm gonna mix these two together just a little bit so I can get a base on my lid before I go in with some darker shades. I know I love, ooh, just a little bit more kick up than I expected. But I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but I know I love that dark blue shade. But yeah, not sure exactly what direction I'm gonna go. I just want to get down a base. So mixing those two shades together, it's coming out a little bit, like cool tone, honestly. But I'm not putting too much down because, like I said, that's not going to be the focus or focal color of this eye look. I just want a base to blend my other shadows into. Okay, so yeah, just a little dusting of those two shades just to give me a base. Okay, so I think moving into, I really want to use this shimmer, so I'm not sure how that's going to fare with using these blues, but we're gonna try it, honey. I might have to add some of this to bring everything together. So I'm gonna go into this blue and this blue in my crease and in my outer corner. I'm gonna try to do something quick. I don't want to spend all day on my eyes today. So we're gonna try to do something quick since this is gonna be a full face. Okay, so I'm going into the shade Columbia River Gorge. Yeah, and there is quite a bit more kick up in the pans than in this palette than of Nomad's most recent palettes, I would say. Not anything too crazy. As you can see, it's nicely pigmented, but just letting you know that there is a good amount of kick up in these pans. And like I've said in the past, I don't care as long as the pigmentation is there, which it is, I'm fine. So I just want this to be like just a nice wash of color. And I'm not trying to be too precise or too neat. As you guys know, when I do my eyes first, I'm usually all over the place with my shadow because I can easily clean it up. My skin is like trying to bounce back from being on vacation. I don't know if, when you guys kind of go out of town or go on vacation or you go on a long trip, does your skin go through it? Mine does. I don't know if it's just from, being on the flights, the different airplanes around so many different people, being in all the different, environments outside, temperatures and things like that changing drastically, but my skin usually goes through it. It doesn't get too bad, but I usually will have some small breakout of some sort, or just either my skin is really dry or something where it just needs to be balanced. So that's what I've been working on, skincare, trying to get blemishes to disappear, things like that, just from being out of town. And going to New Orleans and being there, it was a trip because it was like, it would be warm outside, hot at times, but raining, so it was a really interesting trip as far as like, okay, attire to wear, you know, do I take an umbrella? Do I not take an umbrella? You know, things of that sort. So it was great. I would say for my first time going, I didn't know what to expect, but I would say hubby and I had an amazing time. It's almost like the cruise that we went on out of New Orleans got overshadowed by the time, just the few days that we spent in New Orleans after the cruise, because we had such an amazing time. So yeah, I'm trying to find a brush that I want to use for that dark blue in my outer corner. Okay, so now I'm going into the Leaping Orcas. Oh, look at that color, so gorgeous. But yeah, it's going to be hard for me not to do a halo eye, but I'm not doing a halo eye today because I want to just swipe that shimmer all over my lid. And it feels like I've done so many blue eye looks. I have one rogue hair that's just bothering me. If you're wondering why I keep doing that, but it's one rogue hair somewhere. But it seems like I've been doing a lot of like dark smoky blue looks lately, or green looks, and so that's why I really wanted to do something bright, but we'll do that tomorrow because child, when you playing with this palette today, okay? And these shadows, oh my goodness, they are blending beautifully. Okay, Nomad. And if you're not aware, I know my OGs already know, I do have a discount code with Nomad. It is Kalmele10. I'll put it on the screen. I don't get paid from it. It's not affiliated or anything like that. I'm not affiliated with any brands, honey. 99.999% of the makeup I own, I purchase myself, you know, because I like to do my own thing, you know. I do. I don't like feeling obligated to use makeup, or I don't like being put on a time, you know, schedule as far as when to use makeup or how to use it or what to post, because child, I go months sometimes without even wanting to put makeup on. So I really don't affiliate myself like that with any brands. But Nomad, I love their palettes. They're just getting better and better and better. They're very creative. They do donate to worthy causes from the palettes that they produce and sell. So I do love that. And they're just a really great company, you know, a great brand, a great couple. And they're just really sweet and supportive and positive. And I love that, you know, about Nomad. So I have no problem doing looks with their palettes. I'm not obligated to, you know, post a certain amount, a certain time, whatever. They know I'm always on the late bus. I don't know what it is with Nomad. For some reason, every time I take a trip or go on vacation, they drop a palette. And I come home and it's a palette in my mailbox, and I'm like, y'all know I'm always on the late bus. But I don't know. I'll have to look and see if this is going to be one of their permanent palettes, you know, on their line, in their line. I definitely think it should be, because I mean, this is gorgeous. These are colors that you can use all year round. Never gonna go out of style or anything like that. It's a beautiful theming, the Pacific Northwest. So I really hope this is from their permanent line. So yeah. But yeah, I had an amazing time, amazing trip with hubby. We had so much fun, you know. That's one reason why I know, okay, this, aside from the fact that we've been together for 18 years, I know, you know, this man is for me, because we can spend, you know, 24 hours a day together on vacation, 100%, whatever the time, you know. And of course, you have your little spats or whatever, but we can just constantly be together and be perfectly fine, you know. We love each other's company that much. We vibe together that much, to where even when we do have like a little disagreement or spat, it's like 5-10 minutes and we've moved on, you know. It's like, okay, so what you doing? You know, like whatever. So I love that. But anywho, okay, so this shade here, which is the Sunbreak, the one that I said I really wanted to put on my lid, I'm gonna swatch this one. It's just very interesting. And then what did I say I was gonna do? This one maybe? Or I could somewhat, hold on, my son is calling me. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Had to take a little break. I had to swatch those shades off of my fingers so I can answer the phone. What I tell you, home ownership, home ownership can be a doozy. Okay, that's a whole topic for a whole nother story. But we live in Las Vegas. You know, we have a home here, but we also still have our home in California that my son lives in. And so there's some type of issue with the pipes in the front yard and, you know, water all over the place. So I'm in the process of talking to my son, talking to, you know, the plumber, talking to my husband. So this could be a chaotic tutorial. But anyway, let's go. These are the shades that I am thinking about putting on my eyes. I really want this one on there, but I don't know how well that's going to go with this base. It might be really pretty. Then there's this one, which is, what is this? Mountains Are Out. And then this green one, of course. But I really don't want to do a monochromatic look. I want to do something kind of different. So I think I'm going to go in with Mountains Are Out and then maybe try and tap some of Sunbreak in the inner corner. So let's try that. So I'm going to apply a little bit of the e.l.f. glitter primer on my finger and just tap a little bit down on my lid just to kind of help the shimmer adhere a little bit better and possibly have less fallout. So we're just tapping a little bit of that on there prior to the shimmer. So I already have the shimmer on this finger. So I'm going to just tap that. Tappy tap tap, because I really don't want it to be like a firm cut crease. I really want just like a wash of shimmer over that blue base. Oh, that's pretty. We're getting a little bit bright, you guys. Not super colorful like I wanted, but a little bit of brightness out of this palette. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so we're gonna do some of the base on this side as well. Pick up some more of that Mountains Are Out and just tap it on this side with my opposite finger. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, so it looks like I have more on this side, so let me try and even them out a bit. And so now I'm just going to take like a small fluffy brush. This is my Refer 13, and I'm going to just try to lightly dust some of that Sunbreak here. And I'm not sure how much it's going to show up. Remember I told you it's like a gold and pink. And I'm not wetting my brush either. So we're just going to drag that into that Mountains Are Out shade. Just try to blend them nicely. Let me turn my light down. See if you can see it any better. So you can kind of see, yeah, that transition from one shade into the other, but I really don't want it to turn into a cut crease. So okay, and do this side. You know, I'll be creating creating eye space for all of these shadows. Could you see how small my lid is? You know, but my eyes are so hooded that, honey, if I want a large, you know, space for my eyeshadow, I have to just create it, child. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, that's really pretty. Okay, is there anything else I want to do with this palette? Maybe we'll do like a colored liner. As you can tell, I'm figuring this out right now while I am creating this look with you guys. Yeah, let's do Let's see if I can find like a navy blue liner. Do something a little different today. Okay, you guys, so I had to dig in the archives. I went and found one of my water activated liners from NBA Cosmetics. And this is the shade that it is. You know, it's a really, really pretty blue. It's not really as dark of a navy blue that I was looking for. And these can be a little tricky to use, you know, because they're like this and you activate them with water and a brush. So y'all wish me luck. It has been so long since I've played around like in bright eyeliners, water activated liners, stuff like that. It's been so long, and this stuff is like nerve-wracking because you can really quickly, easily mess up trying to use these type of, you know, makeup products if you don't use them very often, which I do not, but you know, I'm just in the mood to just get back to like bold, colorful, creative makeup, you know? And so my makeup coming up in the future might not exactly match the time of year. I'm gonna clean that up, so I'm not really worried about it too much, you know? But we about to make fall and winter bright, colorful makeup seasons as well. Okay, that's what we gonna do. So yeah, that blue, definitely bright and colorful. So I'm just gonna even it out, clean it up, make this one match, and then we'll move on to the face. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and move on to the face. Today for primer, I've already moisturized my face and all that good stuff. So for primer, I'm going in with this Catrice the Perfector Poreless Blur Primer. So I'm going to be trying this out today and see how I like it. See if we can blur some of these pores. It's been a while since I've used a pore blurring primer, since I've really been into focusing more on, like, you know, the hydration of my face and just making sure I'm nicely moisturized. I haven't really used a pore blurring primer in a while, so we'll see how this goes. How I like it. This used to be like the only type of primer that I really, really liked, you know, just to kind of blur out that T-zone and fill in those pores. But I feel like lately hydration has become more of a priority for me, so we shall see. It's definitely giving like that blurring effect over my skin. So we'll see how the foundation lies on top of it. Add just a little bit more. And I'm really just kind of like barely tapping and rubbing so that I can actually fill in my pores. So I'm gonna let this just kind of dry down a little bit before I go in with my color corrector and my foundation. So to do a little color correcting, I'm using my NARS color corrector in the shade Truffle. So this is really a concealer, but because of the color, I'm using it to help out with my dark circles under my eyes, which you can see, and also my hyperpigmentation, just to kind of cover that up a little bit. And I'm trying not to pick up too much because I don't want a whole lot of product on my face today. And it's really not that hard to pick up a lot of this, especially using a brush, but the coverage is really good. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going in with the new Natasha Denona foundation. This is the High Glam foundation. It's supposed to be hydrating, blurring, long-lasting, kind of serum-like, I believe, but it gives pretty good coverage if I'm remembering correctly. It's been, y'all know, I went on vacation. I went on vacation for almost 2 weeks and child done forgot. I didn't put no makeup on during the whole vacation. Packed a whole beautiful makeup bag, you know, and did not use any makeup, foundation, anything. I had on lashes and gloss for the whole vacation. So yeah, your girl was chilling. This foundation is a little bit thicker though than I really like. It's an amazing foundation. Coverage is crazy, but it's a little bit thicker than I'm kind of in the mood for right now, but we're gonna roll with it. I might have a little bit more of a matte face today because of that primer, but I don't know. We'll see how this dries down. If it dries down. I don't even think it really dries down, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay, so that wasn't my favorite foundation application, and I truly believe it's because I'm using this pore blurring primer, because it has more of like a matte feel and a matte texture to it, you know, to fill in the pores and blur the skin and everything. So since I do prefer a more hydrated moisturizing primer now, it's like the foundation didn't go on as smoothly as it normally does with that dual fiber brush. So yeah, not my favorite, most smooth application of the foundation, but it still looks okay. So let's move on to concealer. I'm using my Hourglass concealer today, and I am going to just apply just a bit here and just kind of drag it out so that it's not too much. And I like this concealer. Nice coverage. It's pretty smooth. It's not as super creamy as other concealers that I like to use, but it's creamy enough, you know. And like I said, the coverage is really good, so no complaints there. But we're just going to highlight our usual areas. I am going to spray my brush just to give me a little bit of moisturization. And I'm going to be using my Nikki La Rose. Is this the N14? N44? Y'all, I can't see that, honey. Whatever number that is. I think it's the N14. So I'm going to be using this to blend out this concealer today. I don't use these brushes enough to know the numbers by heart, like I know a lot of you guys do. You're like, oh, that's the N14, child. My memory don't work like that. I could barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning, okay? Okay, so let's move on to bronzer. I have this Essence Baby Got Bronze, this cute little stick here, and this is what that looks like. It really is really cute, really small. So I think I'm going to apply this with a brush. So I'm just using a flat, firmer type brush. This is one of my new Details by Tati brushes. This is the SP1. So just going to apply some of this on the brush itself. And I don't feel like this formula in this stick is like super creamy, so I'm going to really buff it into my skin. The shade is kind of dark actually. And it really doesn't look, well, I guess it does look kind of dark. Ooh, yeah, this shade is darker than I thought it was. What shade is this? If I find the shade on the cap, I'll put it on the screen. Because if you're my tone, I don't know, you might want to try one that's a little lighter than this, because this is a little dark. Yeah, this is like borderline contour, honestly. But we're gonna make it work today. Just using my concealer brush just to kind of soften up those edges so it's not so harsh, since it is a very dark a very dark bronzer. Like, it really does not look like it's gonna be that dark on me, but it is. I'll have to try it a few more times before I truly know how I feel about it. I'll try it with more hydrating products next time. Okay, so for cream blush today, I'm going in with this Moira Love Steady Shimmer Blush. Oh, this is so pretty. I can't really see the name of it. You can see it there. Really pretty. But yeah, that's what it says on here. Love Steady Shimmer Blush. So maybe that's the name of it. But this color, oh, look how pretty. So I'm just going to be daring, since it is a shimmer blush, and just apply it directly to my cheeks. You guys know I like to use a palette now to put product on before I apply it, but since this is before powder, I'm going to go ahead and take a chance and just apply it and blend it. Ooh, you have a little bit of work time with this stuff, but it definitely feels like it's drying down quickly. That's pretty. You see that shine? Woo! I don't think I'm gonna need any highlight today. It's really pretty. Ugh, but I am loving the glow in this blush. So pretty. Okay, so yeah, really, really nice. Loving that first impression. Now, I did pull out my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Light wand, but honestly, with all this glow, I'm not using her today. That's too much. So let's go ahead and set these under eyes. I'm going to use my new Hourglass Veil powder. This is a loose powder that I picked up recently from Hourglass, translucent medium. So I'm going to use some of this to set under my eyes and around my face. And I think I'm going to use a brush today. So I'm just going to use like a pointed flat brush today to apply the powder under my eyes. I have to admit, this is not like one of my favorite makeup application days. And I think it all started with that, that blurring, pore filling primer. You know, for me, the primer does make a difference as far as the application of the makeup and just how it lays down in the final outcome. For me, it makes a difference. I can see it. I can tell. And so, yeah, I prefer a more hydrating primer underneath my base. But it's okay. We're gonna make it work. What I am noticing though is that the glow from that blush is not playing. Even with me going over it with powder, is still like, hello. And to set the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with my Gucci powder in the shade 12. I love how this powder just brings everything together. It's like hard to describe with this powder. It's like you put it on and you can see it working. You can see it setting your face and everything, but it also feels like you're really not putting anything on your face. So it's a very pleasing experience, to say the least, with this powder. I love it. So for powder bronzer, I'm going to be using my Hung Van Gogh, and I have the shade Discipline. I really love the shade of this bronzer, and I'm going to be using one of my Tati detail brushes, and this one is EX1. So this is the extended line brush number 1. So I'm just gently tapping, and this stuff is pretty pigmented, so I'm going to just tap a little bit off on my hand first before I go in and start to apply. It just warms up the face so nicely. It's very easy to use too much, so just be careful, child. And going in with my powder brush and just kind of blending out the edges of that bronzer. And now, as though that glowy blush was not enough under the powder, we're going to go in with this Moira blush on top of the powder. And this one is the Marvelous Baked blush. So this is the shade. And this powder blush is glowy as well. Let me show you this one. So look how pretty that is. So pretty. So we're gonna just tap some of this on top. The glow on these blushes is crazy. So if you don't like glowy blush, honey, you're not gonna like these. But if you like a little glow like I do, it's pretty. It's funny how our tastes change. I used to hate glowy blush. I literally used to like be on the committee against glowy blush. That's how much I hated it. I was the I hate glowy blush president of the committee, but now I like it. So yeah. Just add a little bit there because I'm not adding any extra highlight today. I have highlights here in my little drawer, and honey, we're not using it today because the blush is enough for sure. So very glowy, very pretty. Not a whole lot of color, but little color, lot of glow. Okay guys, so to finish up these eyes, I'm going to go in with one of my LA Girl eyeliners. This is one of their gel eyeliners in the shade Royal Blue. It probably has all kind of stuff on here, so, but it's a royal blue shade. So let's see how that looks. It's pretty. It's pretty much like the same color as the water activated eyeliner on top. And then I think I'm gonna go in with that dark blue matte shade out of the palette, which is the Leaping Orcas. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this on my lower lash line. And now I'm going in with this shade here, and I'm just going to smoke out the edge of that super dark blue because she's looking just a little harsh under that eye. And I think I'm going to tap just a little bit more of that Mountains Are Out, the shade that I put all over the lid. I want to tap a little bit of that in my inner corner, and so I am going to spray this because it is very sparkly. So I'm just going to spray. But just tap a little bit of that right here, just to add a little bit more brightness there. That's enough. Okay, nice and bright, nice and bright. I like that. Okay, so next the lips. Okay, so for lips, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do because I need to start trying out these different lip colors that I have. So we're gonna go in with a more cool tone type. What is this? Like mauve-y, rosy, dusty rose type shade. So I have this lip liner from Colourpop. This is one of their cute little lippy pencils. And let's see, what is this called? This is called Twisted. So really, really pretty shade. And then I also have here from Clarity Cosmetics. This is, I believe, is this a gloss? Talk That Talk. This is a matte liquid lipstick. So this is not a gloss. It's called Talk That Talk. So, ciao. And I'm used to using lip liners that are like super dark and, you know, super bold. So this is definitely out of my comfort zone. But we're gonna try it. And this lipstick is like borderline gray. And you know, every lipstick color doesn't look right on everybody, okay? So this is definitely definitely not my vibe. But I felt like with the shades in this eye look, I might be able to pull it off. I probably, I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not, not what I'm comfortable with. So let me let this dry a little bit and decide if I want to go in with a little bit of a deepening lip liner. Okay, so the lip is dried down, and although it is a pretty color that, you know, does match part of my eye look, I am going to go in with this Rare Beauty lip liner. It's a little bit of a darker brown just to see if I can like this lip a little better. And I believe this is the shade Strong. And even though it's a brown, it's not really showing up as a brown on top of this like purple lipstick. See, this is what color it is. It's actually brown. So, but it is adding a little bit of depth and dimension around my lips, so it's helping me to deal with it a little bit better. And I might add a little bit of gloss because I don't know how I feel about this matte either. So I grabbed my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Riri. I have so much stuff on my lips, but I think the gloss might be better for me. I don't think I'm really a matte lip girly. Yeah. Oh, much better, much better. And it's not really changing the color. It's just adding that gloss for me. Oh, so much better. Yeah. So it's still that cool tone, you know, death gray mauve shade. But yeah, definitely needs a gloss for me. Okay. So now I'm going to set this face with my LYS Natural Finish Setting Spray. I love, love, love this packaging, okay? But this is a natural finish, so not matte, not dewy, just a natural glow, so. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look, trying out this new NOMAD Pacific Northwest palette. I went and put on a little sweater just to give the whole vibe of what this palette is giving. And I think this color, this gray sweater, actually looks pretty good with this eye look. I really like the touch that the blue eyeliner added. I have not played with my water activated colorful liners in so long, but you guys, I'm about to get back into it. I'm about to get back into it because I'm missing the color. Okay, so yeah, I love this palette. I'm not surprised at the quality. Quality is amazing. Shimmers are amazing. And I feel like the color story in here is just gorgeous. You know, I could play with these greens, these browns, and the shimmers just really add that extra pop and take it to another level. So, but when I tell you this packaging, if you buy this palette, you'll see what I mean by the texture on this palette, because you can actually feel all of the goodness of this palette, and I think it's beautiful. So yeah, I'm still getting used to this cool tone lip. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments, because I truly am a creature of habit when it comes to my lips, because it's like I want all the punch on my eyes, so it's like, let's just do a neutral lip. But I want to get into trying different colors, different tones, different shades. And like I said, I know every shade is not for every skin tone, but I'm feeling like this one I can kind of pull off, especially with an eye look like this. It kind of works. So yeah, I had a good time with these products. I think right now, even though this primer is an amazing primer, I really feel like this Catrice Poreless Blur Primer really does fill in your pores and blur, you know, your skin. I just think for the stage that I'm at in my makeup application, it's not my favorite. I do prefer more hydrating, moisturizing primers, because I like that movement and that slip and that natural glow. So that's a great primer though. If you do like blurring, pore filling primers, that one is really good and nicely affordable. And for the blushes, I think those were one of my favorite items today from Moira. The blushes are great, but the eyeshadow palette just took the cake. So I feel like this is a great leap back into me doing videos for my channel after vacation. So yeah, I'm about to jump right into it, you guys. So I actually want to film another video right now, so you might see this makeup look in another video. If you do, just say, hey, what's up, girl? We saw you earlier. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me to create this look, and I will see you on my next one. Toodles!